Good evening, everyone. My name is Brooklyn, and I am the favorite grandchild of two hardworking, stubborn people, my Nanny and Paps. Two words, 60 years. To some, that's just a number, but to my Nan and Paps, it's the late nights, it's the early mornings, the dedication, the little tizzies in the kitchen. It's, it's the hard work that two people built to create a legacy for themselves. One of my favorite memories is packing up the car on a hot summer day and going to the reservoir. Me and my nanny would stay in the kitchen and we'd pack up a pink and green cooler with the name Rumfeld with a black Sharpie marker on top. And we'd put our sauerkraut, our plain hamburgers with pickle, mustard, and onion on the side, and some ice cold Coca-Colas that Nanny probably got somewhere on sale. I don't remember. And we drive out to the reservoir, and every time my papa would hand her the keys, and it's the same thing. He would say, "Start the boat, put it in neutral, and don't put it in reverse until I'm ready." But he was yelling over the motor. He'd always say, "Wait just a damn minute so I can get this boat on done before we take off." And when it was time to dock the boat, my papa would take over, and he'd tell me, "Sit my ass down." And he said, "Now we got to get Nanny to the edge so she can hop off the boat." She would. She'd grab the pole, grab the boat, and pull it and hook it back up. It's like they moved in sync with each other. They knew what each other was thinking. They knew what each other was going to do. They had done it 1,000 times before. I remember getting frustrated sometimes because we'd sit at the dock and I didn't want to get off the boat and there was too much goose poop. And my papa would tell me, "Peasy, get in that water and lift them rocks and see if you can find any crawdads. We're not going anywhere yet." Well, that day I did. And he joined me a little bit later. Now, for those of you that don't know my papa very well, he's deathly afraid of snakes. And when I say deathly, like if he came in contact with a snake, he would scream, and you would mistake his scream for a woman's scream. That day when we were looking for crawdads, my papa's scream came out of that man, and I'll never ever forget it. Nanny and I laughed so hard that we almost peed our pants. And the more we laughed, the madder Papa got, which of course created a core memory that I'll never forget. Looking back at that now, I realize even in the most chaotic moments, the most funniest moments, they were able to live and let go. They were able to still enjoy each other's company. This is what 60 years looks like. As I've gotten older and had kids myself, I realized that I've had a homesick feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it wasn't just a place that I've went before. It's the memories that I've had in the past. I remember times when Papa had a scooter, and I'd beg him to ride separate from Nanny and just let us meet her out at the reservoir, and Papa would say, "All right, get on, get your helmet on." And I felt like at that moment, with the wind in my hair, I was on top of the world. Or times when we would like drop Papa off some food at work when he worked second shift, or the times where we would pick him up after work and go to Meijer, and we would go grocery shopping. And when I say grocery shopping, I mean Nanny would grocery shop, and me and Papa would go off and sneak to the cafeteria area, like the cafe, and eat pizza. I'm sure Nanny knew what we were doing, but it didn't matter. We were making memories. And now that I'm older and I have kids of my own, I realize how powerful these times are in my life. These times where I feel homesick are not for the big memories, but the ordinary times in my life, like the Meijer trips, meeting Papa for lunch, running into the snake at the reservoir. Papa is and always has been a hardworking, dedicated person, even when the snakes were there. Nanny has always been the caretaker, the mold to our family, and both are equally as stubborn. Over the years of learning what love really meant and how it isn't about perfection, but trial and error, turning ordinary days into a lifetime of legacy for their future kids. Nanny and Papa, thank you so much for showing us what love looks like. Thank you for teaching us that no one is perfect And there isn't one thing that isn't hard in this world, but your hard work, your dedication, your laughter, your stubbornness, and choosing each other over and over again is much more valuable. Please raise your glasses to 60 years and the ordinary memories that make us homesick in the best way possible. To Nanny and Papal.